it's Lynn, and I haven't done a video for a little while, so this is really lovely to get going into the swing of things and coming back into making videos and sharing um, the wisdom and the teachings that I bring forwards. And I'm so pleased that I can get back to doing this now. Had some issues with my mouth and teeth. I won't go into great detail, but I had an infection in my mouth that spread, and it had been running for a long time, and it just got to the stage where it needed attention urgently. And of course, when I get to the dentist and we look at the teeth and we look at this massive infection that was running, it ended up in me having to have a lot of teeth, shall I say, taken out and some reconstruction doing. But hey, smiles back and I'm here. So, all part of the learning process and the journey, isn't it, that we're on? So, what I want to talk about is the inner child. Now, this is really important. It's very important because there's many different reasons why we are walking around, the majority of humanity and the population of Earth are walking around with wounded inner childs. Now, the inner child is your core self, your core inner soul self. That's what I call it. And your inner child, when a baby's born, the vibration is really high, isn't it? Everybody wants to be around a newborn baby. And that baby is a pure channel. And when they're first born, they are hooked in to the 12 base tree of life. They are not in the false tree of life or the false matrix. And when they come in, they are hooked up to the true tree of life, the 12 base. That's the placenta. When we see the tree in the placenta, that is the tree of life, the true one. And they are pure and clear channels. They have total recall of past lives. And if we kept them open without immunizing them, jabbing them, programming them, putting them into the school programs and all of the other things that are running on this planet right now, you would have a child that was a much clearer and pure channel for a lot longer. And what happens is that the cabal, shall we say the cabal agenda, the agenda of the controllers of this planet, was to traumatize our inner child through so many different ways. I'm talking about robbing us of our innocence, robbing us of our imagination, robbing us of our inner play, our inner creativity. And all of these things a child has in abundance. Childhood innocence, seeing the world through the eyes of the divine, not through the eyes of the belief systems of their parents, their grandparents, the caregivers around them, not through the eyes of the school agenda. And there are many and many amazing teachers around the world. I'm talking about the agenda coming from the governments, the local councils, the education departments and councils that are knocking out the true essence of a child, wanting a child to recite statistics and facts that they don't need to remember, taking them away from their true soul gifts and abilities, because they don't want our children to realize what they're good at. They don't want our children to know what they came here to do on this planet, both on a soul purpose and a mission. They don't want our children to know how good they are, how clever they are in different ways, how wise they are, how some of them are natural musicians, artists, artisans, crafters, natural healers, psychics, whatever you want to say, natural, because they're walking, they work with animals or animal healers or good working with horses or whatever it is, or the great natural astronomers. We want to knock those natural gifts and abilities out of our children because they want to program them. They want to program them to behave, to fit in, to conform. When you teach a child how to say their times table, when you teach a child how to look at history from a certain viewpoint and perspective, you are knocking out their critical thinking skills. And this is what humanity is badly lacking right now due to the mind control which is happening on this planet. And of course, they target us as children. So we have horror movies, we have fun fairs with sort of spooky rides, we have Halloween, we have so many different things that are being deliberately put forwards to traumatise our inner childs, to make us feel afraid, to make us feel scared, to be creeped out, so that we have a fear of this or that. It's all part of the agenda to program us and make us conform and to be more subservient to mind control and what the agendas are on this planet in regards to what they want us to believe and what they want us to accept as the truth. When we know that history has been manipulated, changed to suit the agenda and the propaganda which is put out worldwide. So our inner child is so very important because our inner child holds the key to our creativity, holds the key to our imagination, holds the key to our soul purposes and missions. Really important. So for those of us that have suffered abuse, sexual, mental, emotional, spiritual abuse, then we will be definitely walking around with a wounded inner child. Now, depending on how bad that abuse was, there could be fragmentation. Fragmentation of the inner child means that an aspect, a holographic aspect of your inner child has sharded off and is sort of like separated from your main consciousness and energy field. And it's normally sitting in the shadow side of our energy. It's sitting in a dark place. It's sitting in a place where we don't want to go. We don't want to access it. We don't want to touch it because of the memories associated with it, the feelings, and the experience we had at the time. A fragmented inner child very much would be part of someone that's been through satanic ritual abuse, and I have been through satanic ritual abuse, and monarch programming. I've been through monarch programming, and someone that's been through MK Ultra and has been programmed to be a super soldier or in a secret space program or trained to work as an asset for a government or secret army installations or whatever it is, then you have got inner child fragmentation guaranteed 100%. And those fragmentations of inner child are used against you, and they are programmed with different programs, and then they use those programs to use that asset. They call you an asset when you have been through that sort of abuse. Now, someone that may have experienced childhood abuse from an uncle, a father, a family figure, whatever it may be, they will have and could have fragmented inner child too, depending on the experience they had. Also, it is a self-preservation technique, a mechanism to come out of body when something terrible is happening to you as a child, even as an adult. And children are very good actually of coming out of body. And when they come out of body, you fragment, especially when it's severe trauma. And that fragmentation then it's almost like that holographic aspect that you fragmented at, say, 7 years old because you had a terrible experience being sexually assaulted, for example, by an uncle or even a stranger, right? That 7 year old will be fragmented, and that aspect will be sitting on that timeline and pinned to it. This is really another thing you need to remember or learn, is that it then is Lucian. So the negative alien agenda and the entities that we have on this planet and the negative extraterrestrials will use that energy from the imprint of your fragmented inner child based on that timeline, and they will loose it and reloop it over and over again. So it's, very vitally important that those that have been through fragmentation of inner child get their inner child fragments back and aspects, and that we heal them. Now, I was very blessed when I found out that I had been abused as a child, both by an uncle, two uncles, a cousin, and a satanic sect that I was given to by my father and uncle. I was then subject to regular satanic ritual abuse and also monarch programming. The monarch programming didn't go on so long because you can put monarch programming into someone now in a matter of hours. And I discovered that I had been ritually abused in 2020. But I have been trying to work that out since 2016. In fact, all my life. Because I had low self-esteem, low confidence. I had all sorts of different things coming up. I had an autoimmune disease at one stage. I had pernicious anemia turn up, stacking up adrenal fatigue. All sorts of different things kept stacking up one on top of the other for me, indicating that I had a history, a past that I could not access. It was locked away. And I had fragmented off my inner childs, and my main inner child fragmentation happened on the first ever assault I had. Yeah. And my grandmother protected me. I'm just giving you a little bit of my story so you understand. My grandmother protected me up to me being 4.5 years old. She was a very powerful divine feminine soul, my grandma. She's called Nana, actually, and she died of a massive stroke one weekend. And after that, they were free game. They came in at about 4.5, and that was when I first really experienced what I was to experience for many years after that. And I fragmented off an aspect. She was about 4.5, 5 years old, and she was absolutely petrified. And I found her, or I found an image or imprint of her during a vision quest that I went on in about 2018. And she was running around in a forest with a pack of wolves. And I couldn't work out why my 5-year-old self was screaming, running around in a circle, and all these wolves chasing her. I now, after realizing now, the wolves were protecting her. They were protecting her, and they were protecting that soul part of myself. And I went and collected her, and I took her back into me in about 2019. That still didn't open me up. It was when I started wanting to work with victims of satanic ritual abuse, survivors, shall we say, survivors of satanic ritual abuse, knowing that I had amazing healing protocols, and I knew that I could help them. I was drawn to it, so I started reading books on the subject. Little did I know, would you believe this, that I was a survivor of it too. And then in 2020, confirmation came around about the time when the C word hit, in March 2020, April 2020, and I discovered that I'd been satanically ritually abused. And it was horrific to find out. But also, was surrounded by such lovely people, very loving, supportive, powerful souls around me. And I was able to access my inner child and the huge fragmentation. And she was bricked up behind a brick wall. And I had to take the bricks down one by one till I saw her in the room. I took the bricks down. I gave her a torch with angel wings on it and gave it to her and put it in there, and she was petrified. And I said to her, I'm here for you. Yeah, I'm here for you. I'm here to rescue you. I'm here to take you back and love you, heal you and support you, and tell you this will never happen again. And over those coming weeks, I worked with my inner child. I was guided every step of the way. I was given every protocol, everything to do. And in that time, I healed her. And at the end of that time, when she was ready to come back to me, she turned golden. And I picked her up and she merged and reintegrated within me. And that was a very, very powerful moment. And then I knew with all my heart that I could help others that had fragmented inner childs. So I've been doing inner child healing and training for a number of years, and I sort of put it down for a little while last year. I was busy with other projects, and the year before. And I'm really now being guided to really bring this to the fore and to allow as many people as I can for me to show them the way, the pathway to the healing of the inner child, no matter how fragmented they are, no matter what they have been through, no matter what level of damage, or let's not say we're damaged, but what level of wounding you are carrying, I can help you heal it. And that would be my absolute delight and pleasure to do that, because I know how it feels to walk around with a fragmented inner child. You feel, well, there's so many different things. I could reel them off. You feel like you're never good enough. You feel that you're totally unsafe in the world. You have to protect yourself at all times. You're always looking behind your back. You're always got your back up against the wall. You're always looking. You don't trust people. You don't trust anyone. You don't even trust yourself. You feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster. It almost, to me, when I look back at how I felt, it almost felt like I was standing on a plate of blancmange or jelly. And the jelly was wobbling about, and I was all over the place. I could never quite hold my stable core. And I was quick to react to people, quick to react to situations without really thinking it through. I got a lot calmer when I was on my spiritual journey from 2009, and that helped me, I think, to calm down and to find inner peace before I got to the point where I could heal her, my inner child. We are, with a wounded inner child as well, that you might have night terrors, phobias, you might be OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, you may be very controlling, both in your own life and with others, because you want to feel in control, because you didn't feel in control as a child. You will probably have a mistrust of close friends, family. You don't trust them. It depends on where the abuse came from as well. And sometimes you can be a people pleaser, wanting to please people all the time because you want people to like you. You could be, you have no boundaries and allow people to walk all over you and just control you and tell you what to do, because you just don't have that backbone, that inner strength and core to be able to say no to people, because that inner child is scared. She's in there, and that inner child, her fear and her pain and her trauma will come through you or him. If you're a man and watching this, then I'm referring to her because of me, but him, your inner little boy, inner little girl, will sort of react to the slightest thing and take things the wrong way, maybe a chip on the shoulder, because you're so looking out for trouble, looking out for who else is going to have a go at me. You might have a real fear of danger. You're very, very, you're scared. You have to lock the door, lock all the doors and windows. You feel scared going into a room with strangers. You can't go in a room with the door shut. You've got claustrophobia and you can't go in small enclosed spaces. You have a fear of being tied up or being held down. Depending on what happened to you, if you were pushed and held down, if you were attacked, or even if you were bullied by your parents or others and they held you or pushed you down, all of that can impact on you as an adult. There also is, and I've been studying this for quite a few months now, some evidence that, I'm not saying all of it, there is some evidence that possibly some people that are transgender or transfer to another sex, right, male to female, female to male, may be trying to escape their inner child, their inner boy child, their inner girl child, because they were abused. And they feel that if they change identity and they change sex, then that will cure or take away the pain of their inner child, especially if they were abused as a child. I've been listening to quite a lot of stories on YouTube recently and other places by people that have detransitioned, that have explained that they were assaulted as a child and they were trying to escape from that energy, or they were a female attacked by a man and decided they wanted to be a man because they could protect themselves. So that's an interesting slant to it. There are so many other things, and I'm not saying that is the whole reason. It's not, of course not. There are many different reasons why people transition, but I wanted to just add that into the mix. So there are so many different symptoms and things that we do after we're walking around with this wounded inner child. Some of us run programs where we are looking for a saviour. We're looking for a prince on a white horse to come and rescue us because we weren't rescued as a child. So we look for a dominant, powerful man, or a boy being abused as a child may look for a dominant, powerful woman. So there's so many different examples and ways that we try and cope with a wounded inner child. And we have to learn to parent ourselves. We have to learn to parent ourselves, to mother ourselves, to father ourselves. And we need to learn to step up into being that parent for our inner child. And our inner child then realizing that we are safe, that I've got you, that my inner divine masculine right now is protecting my inner child, is holding space, has got boundaries. I say no to things I don't want to do. I'm not forced into things I don't want to do. I can protect myself. I can stick up for myself. I can take us out of possible dangerous situations because I have got my eyes open. I'm sensible. I know, how to also hold my space, my energetic space as well. My inner divine feminine, my mother, the internal mother. I'm loving my inner child. I'm mothering her. I'm holding her. I'm reassuring her. I'm loving her unconditionally. I am not self-loathing anymore. I love myself and all my flaws. I'm perfectly imperfect and I'm proud of it. And I am a result of all of my experiences that I've had in life at this moment, at this time, on this timeline right now. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I have nothing to be worried about. My inner child is safe. She's loved, she's held, she's cared for, she's listened to. I'm able to, hopefully, I've been through a bit of a dark night of the soul myself with things going on in my family life, shall we say, early on in the year. But I can find that joy again, that bliss, that inner play, that laughter, that having fun, being childlike, seeing the world through my inner child's eyes. And also, she gives me my creativity and my sense of imagination and my visual abilities to be able to channel and bring forwards amazing journeys that I do. So this is all part of the inner child. So I just wanted to talk about the inner child, just get you to think about this. Are you running inner child wounds? If you are, you can heal these. Look, if I can heal a fragmented inner child that has been satanically, ritually abused over and over again in terrible rituals, yeah, that you would never want anybody's child to go through, or any adult to go through, to be honest. Even your worst enemy, you would not want to put through these rituals. If I can heal her, and I have, then you can heal yours. And it might not be that severe. It might just be you've got these memories, these experiences, these belief systems that you've created from your child self, which actually shade your world right now. They shape it, mould it, and they shade it. And you see the world maybe in a darker place than you should. Or you are not able to express yourself in the way that your soul wants to, because of the inner child wounding. Now, I train other healers how to heal the inner child, and I have also trained other healers to work with star children. So I have a course starting on the 8th of August in the Lionsgate on how to heal your own inner child. It's 8 weeks. It's a group program, online, worldwide, and I can show you how to heal your inner child. And I will have powerful quantum soul journeys to enable us to, even if you've got a fragmented inner child or aspects of fragmented inner childs, we can bring those back. And also we can do it on a multi-dimensional level. So if you've got inner child wounding from 3 lifetimes ago, 10 lifetimes ago, or in parallel lives and universes, we will bring all that back to and heal it. So this is life-changing. And this enables you then to go through into embodying your divine masculine and divine feminine, which have to come together in inner divine alchemy and union for us to actually ascend. And then what we do is we become the two, the inner divine masculine, the inner divine feminine, come together and merge and create the golden inner child. And that is your inner trinity. And that's very important for ascension. So no wonder they wanted to fragment the inner child of humanity, because they stop ascension. And they, by targeting star seeds and light workers, inner childs, they halt your ascension, or shall we say delay it. So if this is something you would like to do, I have a course now link, and you can sign up for it. We have a payment plan on it, and we start on the 8th of August. And also I do inner child healing session packages. If you want to do one-to-one with me, I can do that with you too. And I am planning for a whole, shall I say, library of teachings regarding the inner child when I can get that up and running. And I have so much more to say about this, but I don't want the video to go on forever. So if you like this video and this is making sense to you, please can you subscribe to my channel? This is a new channel and I want to get my numbers up. Can you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and come and join me on Facebook, come and join my mailing list, and let me show you how to take your inner child out of this pain. And I'm telling you, it's life-changing, because it was life-changing for me. And from being someone very worried, stressed, bad-tempered, not all the time, but you know, when I was triggered, to being calm, in my power, boundaries, feeling confident, knowing that my inner child is here within me and is here with me on this journey, and we walk together hand in hand, inner divine feminine, my inner child, and the inner divine masculine on the other side, the three of us walking together towards our ascension. So I hope, just feel into that, ask for a sign. Do I need to do some work on my inner child? It doesn't matter how bad it is. It could be not too bad at all and you just need some layers clearing up and da da da. It could be you have got fragmentation, doesn't matter. We can deal with it. Whatever level you may be at, we can deal with this. Okay, so I hope this has been useful for you, and I'm sending you all my love, and I'll be making some more videos soon. So thank you for listening, and as I say, if you could subscribe and like this, I would appreciate it. And if you want to leave a comment, I will read the comments and reply as well. So I'm sending you all my love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.